So today it was the first really really hot day. Last night I slept really poorly because I would wake up. Well, I set the air conditioner, which is only on the fan. Like I only use the fan setting to go for half an hour, and by that time I fall asleep, and then it turns itself off. But after every half hour, I woke up because it was so hot, and then there were a ton of mosquitoes too. I got bit, I think, like 10 times. And so at like 1, I went around and I like sprayed a bunch of stuff. And then I turned on the air conditioning for an hour instead. And then I woke up every hour instead. And this morning, I woke up and I just turned the air conditioning on really cold because it was so hot. And then I left the bedroom and it was 31 degrees inside of the apartment. And it was difficult to breathe once I got outside even because it was so hot. Once we got to the lab, the air conditioning, it took a while to get the temperature down, but once it did, it was fine. So once we're in the lab, it was okay. And then after work, it wasn't that bad. I think maybe I just felt a little more acclimated to it. But it wasn't that bad at all after work. Let's see what happened during the day. Normal stuff. A new guy came today, and he's going to be in molecular. And I don't know, he's a lot older than everyone else. I think he doesn't have a master's yet, but he's had 8 or 10 years of work experience. So, a lot of the times work experience, weighs more heavily than a master's degree does. So we'll see about him. He's definitely like in an older generation, which is kind of weird because all of the lab people are pretty young. I was introduced as, this is our intern from Yale University. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I really can be introduced that way yet, but whatever. I think that was it. So after work, I went to this another kind of touristy place, but it's touristy, domestically as well, to grab some food, and it was a long subway ride. And what else? Oh, I walked by this store, and it was like a small little bookstore, and I saw a book, and I was like, oh, I want that, and I bought it, and I'm pretty sure the person who sold it to me was not the owner of that store, but the store right next to it, because I said, okay, I want this, blah 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 blah, and then I held out the money. It was like 20, I think, and I gave her 50, and she was like, do you not have any smaller bills? And I was like, no, I don't. What's the big deal? And then she was like, oh, okay. And then she runs into what I think her store was, which was the one right next to it, and gave me change. And then I was like, oh, can I have a bag? And then she looks around and then runs into the bookstore and searches through one of the back desks and pulls out a plastic bag and runs out kind of onto the sidewalk place where I was standing, and then puts it in, and then kind of just walks back to her store kind of casually. So if that wasn't the owner of the store, then maybe they learned a lesson if they ever notice that they shouldn't ever leave their store unguarded in a very busy place. But I'm sure it was fine. I also bought my train ticket today. Instead of having to take the 3 hours round trip to the Hongqiao railway station on the west side of town, that sounds so weird, there was a place right across from the street that the lab is on, and I bought my ticket to Beijing. I leave Saturday morning in the early morning, and it should be fine. And so yeah, I'm very happy that I saved 3 hours for that. So yeah.